The bell cannot be unrung. He has found us, and he is coming. Ding 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 ding.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and if you follow the channel, you know that I am not a fan of Zack Snyder's DCEU. I don't like his Man of Steel. I don't like Batman v Superman. I don't like the Justice League. In fact, I don't like really any movie that Zack Snyder's ever directed outside of, Dawn of the Dead, that James Gunn wrote. But I have a good friend of the channel. He likes to come on here. He has terrible views on The Rock as far as what an action movie icon he is. But otherwise, we tend to agree on enough stuff. We're buddies that disagree on a few things, but we are miles apart when it comes to Zack Snyder's DCEU. He's essentially the conductor of the release the Snyder Cut movement. I am the leader of the Burn the Snyder Cut movement. Two forces coming together, and today I'm going to provide Fatal J. He's going to admit to my audience that I have provided definitive proof that Zack Snyder's DCEU sucks ass. What's up, NJ?
Mr. Zack, I'm sorry for all the words that he did. I still hold you in reverence, and thank you so much for doing what you do. Hey, my name is Fatal J. I'm here to show you that Wes is absolutely wrong. He's always wrong when it comes to Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is going to take over 2021, so take a knee and bow to the Emperor.
What's he taking over? He's not even directing a movie.
Yes, he is.
What?
The Snyder Cut.
That's a mini series now.
That's going to be the biggest.
It's like Lonesome Dove, man.
Look here. That movie is going to be the biggest movie of 2021.
Stop calling it a movie. It's not a movie. It can't be the biggest movie. It's never going to be in theaters.
Watch this. I'm going to pull a Jedi mind trick. Wish you're going to watch it.
No, I'm not. There's no HBO Max here. And even if there was, I wouldn't order it because there's not enough kids content. And even if I was imbued with tons of money and I had the spare cash to get HBO Max, I wouldn't get it anyway because I'm avoiding the Snyder Cut. Although I might watch it just to stick it in your face and show you how wrong you were the whole time.
Not enough kid content. You got the classic Looney Tunes on there. I was just watching a few days ago where Elmer Fudd was trying to go to Yellowstone Park and get some rest and relaxation, and Bugs Bunny kept freaking with him the entire time. And guess what? I was laughing because I forgot how funny that was.
In the bucket compared to Disney Plus, and I'm not a fan of Disney Plus.
You know the only thing that Disney Plus has at this point?
Cartoons for kids.
Mandalorian. That's it.
Nah, they have all that kid stuff. But let's get before we get started. If you haven't subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs down if you don't. Definitely tell Fatal J why he is a moron and why the Zack Snyder Cut absolutely sucks in the comments section. I need your help, folks. But I am providing definitive proof. I'm gonna play. There's no denying it when I'm done with you today, Fatal J. I have put so much work into this. I've never done this for a video. But I'm doing it because this is how much I hate Zack Snyder's DCEU. Exhibit A.
Right? We talked about this. You have... Oh, Clark, you have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed to do? Just let him die?
Maybe.
So, a big part of Superman, the flagship character of DC Comics, the paragon of hope within the DC universe, is that he had these amazing parents that adopted him when he was essentially an alien, on the wrong planet. They adopted him. They showed him how to be a true hero. But in Zack Snyder's DCEU, starting with the Man of Steel, Pa Kent is a piece of crap. He's like, oh, it doesn't matter that you have all these powers and you can save people. Somebody might learn your secret. You can't save people. What are you, an idiot?
Zack Snyder, shall I get him, sir? Thank you, Zack Snyder. And I still hold you in pure reverence and honor. Thank you, sir. Now, if you watch the entire movie of Man of Steel, which is my favorite superhero movie, by the way, you might be wondering to yourself outside looking in, why is Jonathan Kent holding back Superman from being Superman? Well, if you watch the entire movie, you will see that Zack Snyder played a contrast between his earthly father and we can say his heavenly father or his outer worldly father. Okay? The whole time, Jonathan Kent did not understand Superman. He didn't understand his powers. He just wanted a normal human being son. So he was trying his best.
That's why I'm saying the DCEU sucks. That is not who Jonathan Kent is.
You right, but let me finish. Can I finish, sir? Thank you. At all costs, as being a father, your number one job is to protect your child. You know, if your son is this weird kooky alien, you know people's going to split him open and try to destroy him. That's just weird regular human being stuff. But if you fast forward to the middle of the movie where you see this hologram.
Oh, where he lets his father die for no reason?
No. When you fast forward to the point where
he could move as fast as the Flash. He could have saved his father and no one would have ever known.
When you fast...
Just let me die. That's a Superman thing to do.
When you fast forward into the movie where they're on a Kryptonian ship and you see Lois Lane escape from the pod, you see his outer worldly father from Krypton, Jor-El, he says, hey, go out there and save her. And matter of fact, save them all. That was a contrast.
In the DC universe, he doesn't learn that from Jor-El. He learns it from Jonathan Kent, a far superior father than Jor-El ever could have been. And it's not just Pa Kent. What is it in Batman v Superman? His mom's like, you know what? You should just leave. You don't need to be here anyway.
Okay. Very good argument.
Another thing Ma Kent would never say.
Very good argument. Now watch this, sir. Do you like Batman Returns?
It's all right.
Okay.
It's not a comic. It's not anything like Batman, though.
Okay, well, a lot of people hold Batman Returns in high regard as one of the top 3 Batman movies of all time. Now, if you want to hold that to the comic
every day of the week,
if you want to hold that to the comic book, that was actually a horrible Batman because in Batman Returns, Bruce Wayne was killing everybody in that movie. He was setting people on fire.
We're not talking about Tim Burton's Batman. We're talking about Zack Snyder's Batman.
But that was my point. The movie is never like the comic book. It's never like the comic.
I have to go to Gotham to convince him to help me. Or he has to die. No one stays good in this world.
That's like the Superman that we all know and love. No one stays good in this world. He is a hopeless, sad sack of shit. He's not Superman. This is essentially Zack Snyder should have just stayed in the Watchmen universe with those weird, broken characters because he ruined Superman. Because he got Pa Kent wrong, he got Ma Kent wrong, and we get basically a non-functioning Superman that's supposed to lead the DC universe.
Mr. Zack Snyder, sir, you ready for me to get him and defend you, sir? Thank you. And I still hold you in pure honor and reverence. Okay. Tell me this. You want to see the da-da-da-da type of Superman where he got his freaking underwear outside of his outfit on?
Do I want to see the real Superman? Yes.
You want to see the Superman that's a Boy Scout with no flaws, no problems going on in his life, no struggles. You just want to see him saving freaking cats out of trees.
That Superman never struggles because he has powers. Superman is not a sad sack shit character. He's a paragon of virtue and hopefulness. That is who the character is. Just because Zack Snyder can't relate to that character doesn't mean that he gets to fundamentally alter him and then get mad when everyone says this sucks. It's not Superman.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you like Superman Returns? You ever seen Superman Returns? That's the Superman you wanted.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Most movie I've ever seen in my life.
But if you hate
the Superman I want is Superman 2. Stop putting words in my mouth.
You want Brandon Roth Superman. You want Christopher Reeve Superman. You want the third Boy Scout who goes around and do like this. Hey, Lois, how's your day going? I like you.
I want the Superman from the DC universe. I don't want Zack Snyder's interpretation of what he thinks Superman should be.
Wes, you know better than I do. How many freaking versions of Superman is there? It's not just one.
There are Elseworld Superman in Injustice and Red Sun and things like that, or The Dark Knight Returns, that are bad versions of Superman. But the Superman within the DC universe in continuity is nothing like the piece of crap Superman that's put on the big screen in Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman and Justice League.
Wes, I want to tell you something. Let's just erase Elseworld Superman. How many versions of Superman is there? Thousands of
There's
Superman.
Not thousands. There's like
yes, it is.
No, yes, there really isn't. Maybe 3, I guess you could consider. You have the Superman from the day he was invented until Man of Steel by John Byrne, and I guess you could say that there's another version of Superman in the New 52, and maybe there's another version of Superman in Rebirth, but really that's the one from Man of Steel. There's like 3 versions of Superman, kind of.
When you watch Superman Returns, that's the Superman that
Stop talking about Superman Returns. We're talking about Zack Snyder's DCEU. We're not debating the bad Brandon Routh movie.
I have to bring it back to Brandon Routh because
it has nothing to do with it. He wasn't in this movie.
Listen, Wes, that's the Superman that you guys wanted.
Nobody went to that movie either. They didn't make a sequel because it sucked.
Exactly. And
it wasn't because that Superman was 2 versions. It's because the movie was bad. Just like Zack Snyder's movie's bad. But there's more. Because when you start out, you make your Superman, but you fundamentally break everything good about it. So you started your DC universe with a broken Superman. Well, how does that affect?
Like Batman killed a guy. I'm like, fuck. Really? I'm like, wake the fuck up.
So now we've got a broken Batman because not murdering is fundamental to the character of Batman. He doesn't murder. Now, has he killed people in the past indirectly because he wasn't able to save them while he was trying to? Sure. But he's never really pulled out a gun except for the first few years of the comic, which is essentially he was wiped out. And that is not an accepted version of the character anymore moving forward. And he's pulling out guns and he's mowing people down because he's a murderer.
Mr. Zack Snyder, thank you for the opportunity for me to speak your name, and I still hold you in reverence and honor. Thank you, sir. You are the king. Now, Batman Returns, kill people. Christian Bale, Batman.
We're not talking about Batman Returns. I've already admitted that is a shitty movie. Tim Burton's Batman is not the Batman from the comic books.
This is what I don't understand, okay? It wasn't a gripe when Tim
I
Burton's
was Batman. 7?
It wasn't a gripe
when I was 7 and there was no YouTube?
But why wasn't it a gripe when Tim Burton Batman was killing people?
Because it came out in 92.
Why wasn't it a gripe when Christopher Nolan?
Now there probably was a gripe.
Why wasn't it a gripe when Christopher Nolan Batman was killing people? He killed. Okay. I'm glad you said that. Remember when Bruce Wayne was? Remember when he was in that Ra's al Ghul temple? Remember? And he threw that thing and it exploded. You mean to tell me that explosion didn't kill some of the men in there?
He knocked it over with the sword while he was fighting, and it burnt out.
He planned to do that.
He wasn't planning to murder. He was escaping.
What?
And he wasn't Batman then. What do you want?
He took the thing, flung it into the explosion, and it blew everybody up. He killed several people. Bruce Wayne is a mass murderer.
I've already said he accidentally kills people. He didn't pull out a gun and start mowing everybody down at the temple.
People, audience, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. They want to come at Zack Snyder for having a Bruce Wayne that kills, but Bruce Wayne been killing in every Batman movie.
Christopher Nolan's also wasn't the start of a DCEU. It was an Elseworlds Batman. What do you want? Show me the other superhero that's in his Batman trilogy.
Now I'm supposed to be real psychological. Why is the real reason you hate Zack Snyder?
I don't hate anybody. I don't know Zack Snyder. I
Why
think he's a terrible filmmaker.
Why do you dislike Zack Snyder films?
Because his movies are all substance, or all style and no substance. They're just big music videos. He doesn't get the core of the DC universe or the DC characters. That's why I hate his DCEU.
Zack Snyder, please forgive him of all.
I don't need forgiveness, and I'll never ask for it. I've got more. We've got Exhibit D.
Let's do it.
Now, we talk about how the Marvel Cinematic Universe has bad villains. Well, they ain't got shit on Zack Snyder's villain. The first one, General Zod, is a high point. Not a great villain. In the second one, we get Lex Luthor and Darkseid and Steppenwolf in the third.
My dad always said that Kentucky Mash was the secret to health. This was his room. I kept it just the same. Maybe one day Dad'll come back if I just keep everything the same.
So do you read DC Comics?
Yes, sir.
Do you like Lex Luthor as a villain?
Yes, I do.
Is he crazy?
No, he's very smart, intelligent, stern.
He's evil.
Very good villain. He's evil. He's most definitely
But the Lex Luthor within the DCEU, Zack Snyder's version of Lex Luthor, is an eccentric, crazy loser that nobody would ever follow in anywhere. Lex Luthor is supposed to be a larger-than-life personality. When he walks in a room, you should look at him and want to speak to him because that's the kind of presence he has. The Jesse Eisenberg, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg version of Lex Luthor was such an enormous whiff. It's a bigger whiff than Steppenwolf, who absolutely sucked. It's a bigger whiff than Darkseid, which absolutely sucked. It's a bigger whiff than Zod, which is okay, I guess.
What?
Just a fundamental misunderstanding of Lex Luthor as a villain. You cannot have a successful Superman within in the DCEU without a good Lex Luthor. He absolutely whiffed on that villain. It's one of the worst characterizations of any comic book character I've ever seen in my life. Just awful.
This is why you're wrong, because you're exactly right. I don't like that Lex Luthor. Boom. No argument.
There you go. Exhibit E. Exhibit E. Well, I'm glad you finally admitted it.
I agree with that.
It's a cool point of view to be like, my heroes are still innocent. You know, my heroes didn't fucking, lie to America. My heroes didn't, embezzle money from their corp. My heroes didn't fucking commit any atrocities. I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world.
That's the biggest. That's Exhibit E. That's my final say on this. He doesn't like the DCEU. He doesn't like the DC characters. He wants to be in the Watchmen universe. He can't understand that Batman is essentially a symbol of hope. He can't understand that while Superman is a symbol of hope. He can't understand that Batman is a troubled individual who's basically reliving his parents' death every day of his life, but wouldn't let himself murder somebody. He thinks it's a joke that there's a universe out there where the heroes are virtuous, that the heroes are someone to look up to. He wants to bring all the heroes of the DC universe down to our level. And that's why he fundamentally failed with everything about his DCEU. He hates the DC universe and he hates the DC characters.
If I have characters that I can relate to, if I can relate to their struggles, then guess what? You got a bad story on your hand. And
you
all
can't
he's
relate
doing,
to Batman because he doesn't murder people?
I cannot relate to Batman because he can't die and he can beat every superhero known to man. No, I can't relate to Batman. I can't relate to
die
Batman.
in the DCEU?
Batman.
Did he not defeat Superman, a superpowered godlike figure? Zack Snyder essentially made him out to be the Messiah, yet Batman beat him in one-on-one combat.
You know why?
You can relate to that, Batman?
That has happened several times in the comic book, sir. That Batman
you just said you couldn't relate to that part of the comic book because he was too resourceful.
I'm talking about the billionaire Batman. I can't relate to being a billionaire. I can't relate to somebody who doesn't have flaws. And that's what I love about Zack Snyder. He gives his characters flaws. If you
Batman
have a
already has flaws. He puts on a bat costume and goes and fights criminals.
The only flaw that he has is his internal struggle with Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne, and that is getting freaking old. How many times can you tell that story of Thomas Wayne?
Go watch a Batman movie. Go watch another movie. Go watch Bloodshot or something.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this: if you don't like Snyder, you might as well say you don't like Elseworld DC either, because it's a lot worse have happened.
I like Elseworld stories. If Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, they would have said, this isn't the beginning of a DCEU. This is Zack Snyder's take on Superman, but we'll never revisit it again because this isn't the DC universe. This is like a Red Sun. This is like a Dark Knight Returns. It would be one thing. This is supposed to be the DC universe. This isn't Elseworlds. That's the problem. That's why Matt Reeves' Batman is Elseworlds. They've already announced that. Christopher Nolan's Batman is Elseworlds. There's no other superheroes there. He was creating a DC shared cinematic universe with all the DC heroes. This isn't Elseworlds. It's supposed to be the definitive Batman. So it's supposed to be the definitive Superman. He doesn't like those characters. Stay in your Watchmen universe. Go and make 300 or whatever crap you want to make, and just stay away from characters that you don't want to make movies about. It's that simple.
Wes, get used to it, because from 2021 on down, the Snyderverse is coming. Henry Cavill is Superman, and guess what? Ben Affleck, Batman, going nowhere. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, she's here to stay. These characters are never leaving.
So what about when Warner Brothers takes like a $30 million haircut and doesn't actually get anybody new onto their subscription service? People already rejected Zack Snyder's DCEU. The first movie made money. The second movie made less money. The third movie bombed.
Wes, let me tell you something. When this movie comes out on HBO Max, this will be, and yes, I'm saying it, and you can blame Fatal J for it. This will be the biggest movie in 2021. The biggest movie. I said it. It's going to happen.
In my life. It's not a movie. It's a miniseries. It's Lonesome Dove. I'm sorry, brother.
I don't care if it's a freaking miniseries. I don't care if it's a movie. All I know is this piece of cinema, this piece of photography that we're watching,
this really long music video,
is going to be amazing, and people is going to bow to it, and it's going to make HBO Max bigger than Netflix. Yeah, I said
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Netflix has like 200 and some million subscribers.
People were saying
HBO
I was
Max
dumb.
Has like 6 million.
People were saying I was dumb when I said Snyder Cut is happening, and they said it doesn't exist.
I don't think you're dumb. I think Warner Brothers is dumb. You should ask for what you want.
It's AT&T. It's AT&T.
Warner Brothers, Warner Media are the ones that did it. It's their budget, not AT&T's.
But AT&T owns Warner Media.
Do you think I don't know that? I cover this stuff on the channel every week.
And I do too. I do too, my friend.
But it's a Warner Media decision. They are the media entity.
I know Warner Media is different from the other Warner. I know that. But what I'm saying is AT&T was the one that pulled the strings for the Snyder Cut to come back.
No, they
didn't. Yes, they did. It was AT&T.
They're a communications company. Like they give two shits about the Snyder Cut. Warner Media had some budget. They decided to invest in that to bring people into HBO Max, and it's going to flop.
Who owns Warner Media, sir?
They are their own entity within AT&T.
Thank you. AT&T owns Warner Media. Boom.
But Warner Media makes the decisions about what happens at Warner Media. They have their budget allocated from AT&T.
If it comes down to people getting fired, does it go through
people are going to
AT&T?
get fired. They're already getting fired because the HBO Max has been such a bomb. They've already said they have to cut an additional 20% of their operating costs at Warner Media, not AT&T, Warner Media, after they already cut all those personnel in August.
Well,
they are losing money hand over fist, sir.
If you look at the technicalities of all these streaming services, they all losing money, even Netflix, man. But what I'm saying is this: when the Snyder Cut gets a release date, so many people are going to be grabbing that service. It will be the top service and it will be the top movie. You can put my words on that.
Absolutely. We will discuss the subscriber numbers of HBO Max when the Snyder Cut is actually released. And I think that you're going to be eating a lot of crow and you're going to look silly. But I do want to end this on my last piece of bonus evidence. One of the dumbest big plot twists in the history of cinema.
Kill Martha.
What does that mean? Why did you say that name?
Find him. Save Martha.
I rest my case, sir. We will let the viewers decide if I have put forth enough evidence, a well enough constructed argument that Zack Snyder's DCEU sucked from day one. It sucked the last day that he was filming the Justice League. It sucked when the Justice League comes out, and it's going to suck when Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut comes out on HBO Max and bombs and costs him $30 million. I'll let you have the last word, sir.
Thank you. I don't know about you, sir, but when you look down in the deepest part of your soul and close your eyes, and the first time that you heard that, it blew your freaking mind because you didn't realize that Batman and Superman mom shared the same name. That was freaking genius, man.
I looked at my buddy James, and we looked at each other at the same time. We said, "You got to be kidding me. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life."
Genius. Genius.